Well, Joseph, thanks for joining us on CNN and for the South Africa 2010 programme. Delighted to speak to you ahead of the World Cup. Let's start with where we are. Just finished the Premier League season with Everton. I guess maybe you haven't played as many games this season as in previous years, but maybe that means you're fresher for the World Cup. How do you feel your form is? And tell us about your plans before you join up with the Nigeria World Cup squad.
Oh, no, the season has just finished, which is very good. Started the season very well, but it's been ups and downs for me with injuries and stuff. And I was able to fight my way back and get fit, and I didn't get as many games as I would have wanted in the second phase of the season. But that boils down to the manager and the decision that has to be made. But I was happy. I played the second to the last game, 90 minutes to prove my fitness again, and I'm happy about it. But the season is over now. I think I'm very fresh and getting ready for the World Cup. For Nigeria now, we have a few days rest, and then we'll be joining in camp on the 20th, and then it's going to start again, and we're all going to get ready and start preparing for the World Cup.
After so many years playing international football, you must be used to being able to leave your club to one side and then focus on your international football. Is it difficult sometimes to switch focus? No,
for me it's not very difficult, because especially this is the World Cup, is the pinnacle of football for me. That's my opinion, and the season is finished, so it's always easier because we, as footballers, we're always looking for opportunities like this, and playing in the World Cup is always going to be special for every player. So I think this is one of the easiest decisions, in switching to the World Cup. So it's exciting, and at the same time, we are looking forward to it.
What's the biggest motivation for Nigeria's players? The fact that it's on the African continent for the first time, the fact that you didn't qualify 4 years ago, and no one's getting any younger, there's limited chances to play. What's the biggest motivation for you and the players?
I think it's both, because we missed out not only in 2006, and we're very disappointed about it. And secondly, the World Cup is coming to Africa. It's very special, and in South Africa, where we have loads of Nigerians staying there, so it's like our second home. So we're very excited about it. It's very special in Africa because it's bringing out Africa as a continent, especially South Africa, the host country. So we feel as if we're playing close to home, and we're very excited about that. And it's a great opportunity. So we want to make sure that this time, we don't know when next Africa is going to host. So we want to make sure that this time, we'll prove a point, and we show how good African teams are, especially Nigeria.
Do you think Nigeria maybe hasn't lived up to its expectations in the past? Do you have any points to prove?
Yeah, I think so. I think we always have points to prove, because the past, they've done very well. But, I've been lucky to be there for a couple of years, and the team hasn't been the same. Changes of coaches, different players. I think we're just about 4 or 5 players that have been there for quite a few years. So we're always changing players, and there's no continuation, and that's been a big problem. And now we have a new coach as well. But at the same time, when a new coach comes in, everybody want to prove something. So probably this is the right time, because we missed out in 2006. Everyone is still disappointed. Now we're playing close to our fans, close to home and family, and everyone is looking forward to it. So it's great expectation. At the same time, we believe that, this is the right time, that probably if we want to show that this era can do something, it can be any better than now.
Let's talk a bit about the new coach, Lars Lagerbäck, because you were playing very well under the old coach. I believe you scored twice in 2 different games, and it was the winning goal. So clearly you were being used in the right way. You happy with the change in coach? How do you feel it's gone?
Yeah, I think we had a local coach, but sometimes things don't go very well in Nigeria because of the pressure they're always demanding. With the number of talented players that we have in the team, we should be achieving. And we weren't doing that, and I don't know what happened, and the coach went away. But we have a new coach now. He's very welcome. He's very experienced as well. I think I played in 2002, and he was the coach of Sweden as well. So he knows about the World Cup and everything, and I'm sure he knows about Nigerian players as well. So I'm very excited that we have someone like that. He's very experienced. That's going to take us to another level. And we're looking forward to things. It's not going to be easy because of the short time that he has, but I believe with his experience and the players that we have, hopefully we can work together very well.
Talk about the pressure playing for Nigeria, very similar to the pressure that England's players are under. Do you ever talk about that with some of your English teammates at Everton?
Yeah, we do, but they don't really seem to understand what we go through. Nigeria is always like you have an ultimatum, what is expected. Like the last Nations Cup, they say if we didn't get to the finals or the semi-finals, that means we're no good. So it's always that expectation because of what the players in the past have done, and we just have to, try and better that or try to match it, which has been very, very difficult. And it's not every player that can stand up to that, because playing for Nigeria, a nation of over 150 million, and football is like a culture. So when you do well, you're a big hero. But when you don't do well, it's like you don't want to go back home, and it's always very difficult seeing the family being sad because you didn't play very well in a game. But it's exciting. I've been there. I'm experiencing enough. I'm enjoying every minute of it. When you go out there and put on the green, white, green, the Nigerian colors, it's always a very proud moment. But this time, I just believe, we just have to throw in everything that we've got to make sure that we make Nigeria proud, not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole.
It's interesting you talk so passionately about your country. I guess it's normal for people to be patriotic about the country of their birth. Obviously, you had that incident with your brother who was kidnapped a couple of years ago. But clearly, despite the good or bad you get in any country around the world, as you say, whenever a footballer puts on his national shirt, you just want to do the best for your country, don't you?
Yeah, I think, you always have to put the things, that is going to put you down away from the football, because when I had my issues with my brother and everything, and then